Okay, hello. We are going to do a breakdown and trade recap for this week of GBPUSD. So this week we caught a nice 80 pip move inside of the members chat. Again, if you're not in the members chat, you can start it on the welcome page of the Discord. So this video is going to be in the free section, and this is a video for the members also. Just giving a quick trade recap for GBPUSD. So we followed the weekly cycle perfectly this week, and obviously from this price action, looking at the weekly price action close, we can see that last week closed heavily bearish, so we spiked out all of these weekly highs. So automatically, when we're coming into this week, I'm looking for a continuation of bearish behavior to finish off the week, and then we can start to look at some certain targets for an overall monthly prediction of what's going to happen. If we head down to the 1 year, well, up to the 1 year, we can see that last year's price action closed heavily bullish. And what I like to look at the start of the year is a potential pullback on the last 12 months of price action. So obviously long-term GBP is bullish against the dollar. We still have unfilled fair value gaps all the way up here for long-term targets at 150. But right now, we have just started the year, so what we can start to look for is a trade back down into a discount level of this yearly price action over the next few months. So our long-term bias is actually bearish on GBPUSD. So that taken into account, we can then see that our weekly time frame, we're going to see a lot more price action here. Last week, we spiked out these two weekly highs, and then we closed very bearish, like so. And at the start of the week, we started to set up a very nice trade setup. So as you can see, we created a high, we took out this daily high across here, closed back bearish, and we closed through all of this bullish candle, meaning that price is going to switch in delivery. We then had this daily FVG, which I did in fact call, and we had a spike into a Monday high. And what I like with the weekly cycle is Monday high. If Monday high gets taken out on the Tuesday, what usually happens, especially after a closure like this, our next targets for the rest of the week will always be the Monday low. So how did we find an entry into this? It was very simple. What we did, we waited for PA to print us something like this. We know that Monday low was still intact and Monday high had been taken. 4 hour spikes above, closes back below that high, meaning that price has tried to trade through it but failed, meaning delivery is still to the downside. We then created this 4 hour FVG across from here. And I know this looks weird right now because the bodies did close through. But if we head down lower onto the hourly, you can see where price actually came in. So we'll do that. We'll head to the hourly. And as you can see, we had this hourly order block inside of here. We then created on Wednesday, midweek reversal point for us, a spike above all of these highs, which is London and Asian high. We spiked through, and then in New York, we began to trade lower and close through this fair value gap. From here, we knew that price was going to try and deliver back into Monday low. So this is how simple it can be. We've then twisted this and we've kept it as support as our FEG all the way across. We're not expecting price to trade through here once again. So all we had to do this week was wait for either an entry in here, probably not in here because this was actually after hours market, but this morning we took out Asian high and we can put our stops just above this recent high, or if you want to be super safe, you can just go up like this. And then our targets were this low here for our first targets. So I did in fact catch a nice 5% trade on this. I had a 10 pip stop and price delivered perfectly into the level spoken about in the Discord. So that is just a simple trade recap for what I saw on GBPUSD today and over the last week. And that is how we can take advantage on the weekly cycle and overall distribution of GBPUSD from this week. Other than that, I'll catch you all inside the Discord. Peace.